2014. A silver sedan sits at a red light somewhere in suburban America. The guy in the BMW next to it glances over, sees what looks like a Malibu, maybe an Impala, and looks away. Bored. Another appliance, another commuter. The light turns green. And then, 415 horsepower of Corvette V8 erupts through the rear wheels, and that silver Malibu disappears into the horizon while the BMW driver sits there wondering what the hell just happened. This is the story of the Chevrolet SS, the muscle car that General Motors built, imported from Australia, and then somehow forgot to tell anyone about. Let me paint you a picture of corporate confusion. General Motors, the company that invented the muscle car, the company that gave us the Corvette, the Camaro, the Chevelle SS, decided to build one of the most capable performance sedans of the 21st century. 4 doors, rear-wheel drive, a 6.2-liter V8 from the same family as the Corvette. And they named it, wait for it, SS. Just SS. Not Impala SS, not Caprice SS, not Chevrolet something actually memorable SS. Just SS, 2 letters. In a world where searching Chevrolet SS returns results about the Camaro SS, the Silverado SS, and approximately 17 other vehicles with SS badges. Brilliant marketing strategy, General Motors. Here's where it gets fascinating. The Chevrolet SS wasn't designed in Detroit. It wasn't built in Michigan. It was born in Elizabeth, South Australia, literally on the other side of the planet, as the Holden Commodore VF. Holden, GM's Australian division since 1931, had been building rear-wheel drive V8 sedans for decades, while America was busy making front-wheel drive appliances. The Commodore was Australia's answer to the muscle car, a full-size sedan that could do burnouts, haul the family, and outrun police cars. All at the same time. GM looked at this beautiful machine and thought, Americans might like this. So they shipped it across the Pacific, slapped a Chevrolet bow tie on it, and created what should have been the greatest stealth weapon in automotive history. Under that forgettable hood sat something remarkable. The LS3, an all-aluminum 6.2-liter, naturally aspirated V8 producing 415 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque. Aluminum block and aluminum heads, keeping the nose light while delivering that undeniable American punch. Now, purists will correctly point out that this is the same engine code used in the C6 Corvette and 5th-generation Camaro SS. Same family of motor, same displacement, same basic architecture. But here's the thing. The Corvette made 430 horses. The Camaro made 426. The SS made 415. Different calibrations, different exhaust systems. But fundamentally, you were getting a Corvette power plant in a car that looked like your accountant's daily driver. 0 to 60 in the mid-4-second range. Quarter mile in 12.9 seconds at 111 miles per hour. In a car that weighed approximately 1,800 kilograms. This was a weapon disguised as a rental car. 415 horsepower. 415. In a Chevrolet sedan that cost around $46,000. When the BMW M5 made 560 horses, but cost nearly $100,000. When the Mercedes E63 AMG was playing in the same stratosphere. The SS offered almost 80% of the performance for half the price, and nobody knew it existed. 2015. GM does something unthinkable. After a year of enthusiasts begging, literally writing letters, posting on forums, threatening to buy competitors, Chevrolet announced the 6-speed manual transmission, the Tremec TR6060 MER, the same gearbox family found in the Camaro and various Corvette applications, tuned specifically for the SS's torque curve, available at no extra cost. Let me repeat that, a 6-speed manual in a 4-door sedan with a V8 as a free option. In the year of our Lord 2015, when every other manufacturer was killing manual transmissions, GM said, you know what? Let's give the people what they want. It was automotive insanity in the best possible way. And how many people chose that glorious manual? 20.5%. Approximately 2,645 units over 3 years. out of roughly 12,900 total Chevrolet SS sedans ever produced. Now, 20% doesn't sound terrible until you realize that's only about 800 manual SS sedans per year. In a country of 330 million people, finding a manual Chevrolet SS today is like finding a parking spot at Costco on a Saturday. Technically possible, but requiring divine intervention. The enthusiasts who wanted this car bought it. Everyone else didn't even know it was an option. Starting in 2015, the SS gained something special: magnetic ride control. The same magnetorheological damper technology used in the Corvette, licensed to Ferrari for cars like the 599 GTB and 458, and found in various Lamborghinis and Audis. Tiny particles suspended in fluid that realign in milliseconds based on electromagnetic signals. The result? A suspension that can go from comfortable cruiser to track weapon with the press of a button. 4 modes: Tour, Sport, Performance, and a secret track mode activated by pressing the stability control button twice. Ferrari technology in a Chevrolet sedan for $46,000. Someone at GM either really loved enthusiasts or really hated profit margins. The brakes matched the madness. 4-piston Brembo calipers at the front from day one. Then starting in 2015, Brembo calipers at all 4 corners, 14-inch rotors. In 2016, they painted the calipers red, because apparently they finally wanted someone to notice this car existed. The SS could stop from 70 miles per hour in approximately 156 feet, comparable to dedicated sports cars costing twice as much. 19-inch staggered wheels with 245 front and 275 rear tires, all wrapped in sheet metal that looked like it belonged in a Hertz rental lot. This is what made the SS so deliciously absurd. Corvette engine, Ferrari suspension technology, Brembo brakes, track-capable handling, and an exterior so forgettable that people, actual owners report this, would regularly be asked, "Is that the new Malibu?" The SS wasn't a sleeper by accident. It was a sleeper by design. If design means GM's marketing department was apparently on vacation for 4 years. You could pull up to a car meet, park next to Hellcats and M5s, and watch people walk right past your 415 horsepower grocery getter like it was invisible. Perfect. Let's talk money. The 2014 SS started around $43,475. By 2017, after 4 years of refinements, the manual transmission, MagneRide, 4-wheel Brembos, and a dual-mode exhaust, you were looking at $46,625 base. Add the gas guzzler tax, because America, and destination, and you were easily in the high 40s. But here's the remarkable part. That price included leather seats, a head-up display, heated and cooled front seats, a Bose audio system, and basically every feature that German competitors charged thousands extra for. The SS was practically fully loaded as standard. Because GM apparently decided, if we're going to fail at marketing, at least we'll fail with value. Speaking of Germans, let's do some analysis. A 2015 BMW M5 started at $93,600, 560 horsepower from a twin-turbo V8. Yes, more power, but with turbo lag, artificial engine sounds pumped through speakers, and that disconnected feel that comes when computers manage your throttle response. Twice the price of the SS for technology that filtered the driving experience. The Dodge Charger SRT 392 made 485 horses for around $47,000. Basically the same money as the SS, but weighed 430 pounds more and rode on the ancient LX platform. That's the platform Chrysler had been using since 2005. A decade-old architecture versus the Zeta platform that Holden had developed specifically for handling. The Charger was a muscle car. The SS was a sports sedan. There's a difference. The Cadillac CTS V, 640 horsepower, but $85,000, and supercharged, which meant heat soak on track days and complexity the SS simply didn't have. The SS sat in this perfect sweet spot: naturally aspirated response, Australian chassis tuning, German-level refinement, at a price that made financial sense. No turbos masking throttle feel. No decade-old platform compromising dynamics. Just direct, honest performance. Car and Driver called it, and I quote, the most underrated sports sedan in America. They weren't wrong. At approximately 3,970 pounds, or just over 1,800 kilograms for the manual, the SS was not a lightweight. But the Zeta platform earned its reputation, near 50-50 weight distribution, thanks in part to that all-aluminum LS3 keeping the nose honest. McPherson struts up front with dual lower links, independent rear suspension, a multi-link setup that let the SS rotate through corners while competitors wallowed. Car and driver recorded 0.97 lateral Gs on the skid pad with MagneRide equipped. For context, that's sports car territory. In a four-door sedan that could fit 5 adults and had a 16.4 cubic foot trunk. The SS wasn't just fast in a straight line, it could actually handle. This wasn't a drag strip queen pretending to be a sports sedan. It was a genuine all-rounder. GM kept improving this invisible car. 2016 brought the dual-mode exhaust system, electronically controlled flaps that opened fully in sport and performance modes, creating what enthusiasts describe as one of the best V8 sounds of the modern era. That naturally aspirated LS3 bark, no turbos muffling the vocals, no supercharger whine masking the intake roar, just 8 cylinders of pushrod thunder at 6,600 RPM. The quad exhaust tips finally gave the rear end some visual drama. Too little too late for sales, but for the people who actually owned these cars, pure perfection. 8 cylinders, naturally aspirated, 6.2 liters of displacement. In an era when everyone was downsizing to turbocharged 4s and 6s, the SS said, no thank you, no turbo lag, no artificial noise pumped through speakers, just authentic V8 soundtrack, the kind of noise that made your neighbors hate you and your passengers smile. Worth every penny. Let's talk about how rare these cars actually are. Total production across all 4 model years, approximately 12,921 units. That's it. For context, Dodge sold more Chargers in a single month than GM sold SS sedans in 4 years. 2014 saw roughly 3,530 units. 2015 dropped to 3,163. 2016 cratered to just 2,220, the lowest of any year. And 2017, the final year, with incentives of 20% off MSRP, climbed back to 4,008. The enthusiasts who knew about this car rushed to buy it before it disappeared forever. The SS didn't die because it was bad. It died because its birthplace was shutting down. December 11, 2013, literally before the first SS even reached American showrooms, GM announced they would cease manufacturing in Australia by 2017. The Elizabeth factory that built the Commodore, the Caprice, and the SS, gone after 69 years. October 20th, 2017, the last Australian-built GM rolled off the line, and with it, the Chevrolet SS became history. Not because of poor engineering, not because of quality issues, because of corporate accountants deciding that shipping cars from Australia wasn't cost-effective. The SS was a casualty of globalization, not a failure of product. This wasn't GM's first Australian import experiment. Remember the Pontiac GTO, the 2004 to 2006 rebadged Holden Monaro, or the Pontiac G8, the 2008 to 2009 Holden Commodore VE that enthusiasts adored? The G8 was killed when Pontiac died during GM's bankruptcy. Enthusiasts mourned. They begged for a replacement. And GM listened, sort of. The SS was supposed to be the spiritual successor to the G8. Same factory, same philosophy. Same rear-wheel drive V8 goodness. But without the Pontiac name, and with the most forgettable branding possible, the SS became the sequel that nobody knew was playing. Let's discuss GM's spectacular failure to sell this car. No Super Bowl commercials, minimal print advertising, a name that was literally unsearchable on Google. An exterior design that one reviewer called plain, uninspiring, and inoffensive, which is automotive journalism for aggressively boring. Consumer Reports described it as a serious performance car cloaked in a restrained exterior. Cloaked is right. It was in witness protection. GM spent millions developing this car, importing it from Australia, and then apparently forgot to tell anyone it existed. If there was a marketing case study on how to kill a great product, the Chevrolet SS would be. Chapter 1. SS. 2 letters. What does that even mean to the average person? Super sport. But that's a trim level, not a car. When someone asked what car you drove and you said a Chevrolet SS, they either thought you meant a Camaro SS, assumed you were confused, or stared blankly waiting for the rest of the sentence. The Impala SS had heritage. The Chevelle SS was iconic. The Chevrolet SS was a search engine optimization nightmare. Here's where the story gets interesting. The car that nobody bought when it was new became a collector's item almost immediately after production ended. Manual transmission examples with low mileage started commanding premiums at auction. In 2021, at the peak of the collector car market, a 2017 SS with delivery miles sold for $61,000. That's roughly $15,000 more than its original MSRP. The car that dealers couldn't give away in 2016 was suddenly a hot commodity. Enthusiasts who ignored it for 4 years suddenly wanted it, now that they couldn't have it. Classic automotive irony. Now, let's apply some perspective here. That $61,000 sale was the peak, an outlier. Since 2024, the market has normalized. According to Classic.com, average transaction prices hover around $40,000, actually below the original MSRP for loaded examples. Cars and Bids has seen manual examples sell in the high 30s. The SS is still desirable, but it's not appreciating like a Ferrari. It's settled into the zone of reasonably priced enthusiast car, which honestly is probably where it belongs. You can still find nice examples between $28,000 and $53,000 depending on mileage and transmission. Who actually bought these cars? According to Haggerty, the average SS buyer was not a 20-something enthusiast. The median owner age skewed older, people who remembered the Impala SS, the El Camino SS, the Chevelle SS, people who understood what SS meant in Chevrolet's heritage. The car appealed to a specific demographic, but that demographic wasn't browsing Instagram for car content. They were reading Car and Driver and Motor Trend. They knew what they were getting, and they bought approximately 13,000 of them over 4 years. Everyone else? They bought Chargers, they bought Camaros, they bought cars with actual marketing budgets. GM executives reportedly referred to the SS internally as the four-door Corvette, which is fascinating because if they actually believed that, why didn't they market it that way? Imagine the advertising. The family car that embarrasses sports cars. Corvette engine, 4 doors, half the drama. The sleeper your neighbors will never suspect. Instead, nothing. The SS had the product to succeed. It had the engineering to succeed. It had the value proposition to succeed. What it didn't have was anyone at GM willing to tell people about it. 12,921. That's how many Chevrolet SS sedans will ever exist. 2,645 with manual transmissions. Roughly 21% of those with the no-cost 6-speed option. In a country where Toyota sells that many Camrys in about 3 days. The SS wasn't a failure of product. It was a failure of communication. A masterpiece that GM painted, and then hung in the basement. By all accounts, actually owning a Chevrolet SS was wonderful. Reliable LS3 power plant with decades of small block Chevy knowledge behind it. Parts availability from the Camaro and Corvette ecosystem. A dealer network that could service it, even if they couldn't sell it. Comfortable enough for daily driving, capable enough for track days, practical enough for family duty. The interior was well equipped if not inspiring. The ride quality was surprisingly refined, and the performance was always there, waiting. The SS was what the Germans call a wolf in sheep's clothing. Except this wolf was wearing a rental car costume. March 2017. GM finally did something dramatic with SS marketing, a 20% discount off MSRP. A $48,000 car for $38,000. Suddenly, dealers couldn't keep them in stock. The 2017 model year saw production spike to 4,008 units, the highest of any year. People who had been waiting finally jumped. Enthusiasts who knew the end was coming made their move. In its final year, with massive incentives, the SS finally found its audience. Too late to save the model, but just in time to create a legend. When that last Holden rolled off the line in Elizabeth, it wasn't just the end of the Chevrolet SS. It was the end of 69 years of Australian car manufacturing. Generations of families had worked at that plant. The Commodore was a national icon, Australia's answer to the American muscle car. When GM pulled the plug, they didn't just kill a product, they killed an industry. The SS was the last artifact of that legacy to reach American shores. Every SS driving on American roads today is a monument to Australian automotive engineering. A reminder of what we lost when accountants decided shipping cars from Adelaide wasn't profitable. The SS died, and GM has shown zero interest in replacing it. The Impala? Discontinued in 2020. The Malibu? Still alive but front-wheel drive and thoroughly boring. The performance sedan market that the SS occupied has been left to the Germans and the Charger. Cadillac makes the CT5 V8 Blackwing, but that's $85,000. There is no affordable rear-wheel drive V8-powered American sedan anymore. The segment the SS defined, accessible V8 muscle in a practical package, simply doesn't exist in GM's current lineup. The accountants won, the enthusiasts lost. Name me one car you can buy today with all of these features. 4 doors, rear-wheel drive, naturally aspirated V8, manual transmission available, under $50,000. I'll wait. Because that car doesn't exist. The SS represented something specific, something that the modern automotive landscape has abandoned. Raw, accessible, practical performance. No turbos, no hybridization, no apologies. Just horsepower and handling, in a package your wife might actually approve. Today, the SS has a cult following. SSforums.com keeps meticulous production records. Owners track every VIN, every option code, every color combination. Facebook groups trade modification tips and part sources. Annual meets bring together owners from across the country. The car that GM forgot, the enthusiasts remembered. They've created the community that GM's marketing department failed to build. And they've turned the SS into exactly what it deserved to be from day one, a celebrated performance icon. The Chevrolet SS was never a practical purchase. $46,000 for a Chevrolet when you could buy a Camaro SS for $10,000 less? Impractical. Buying an Australian import when domestic options existed? Questionable. Choosing an invisible sedan over a head-turning muscle car? Irrational. But the SS was never about rationality. It was about knowing. Knowing that you had Corvette engineering. Knowing that you had world-class handling. Knowing that the guy revving his M3 next to you had no idea what was coming. The SS was a secret, shared between roughly 13,000 Americans who understood. In 2026, driving a Chevrolet SS feels like piloting a time machine. Naturally aspirated V8 when everything is turbocharged. Electric power steering that was tuned so perfectly by Australian wizards that journalists swore it was hydraulic. Oh, and that electric steering is the only reason this manual V8 muscle car came standard with automatic parking assist. Yes, this 415 horsepower burnout machine can parallel park itself. Manual transmission when everything is automatic or, God forbid, electric. The SS represents the last gasp of a certain philosophy. Big engine, rear-wheel drive, driver engagement over efficiency. Every mile in an SS today is a reminder of what automotive culture used to prioritize. Performance, simplicity, soul. Things that spreadsheets and regulations are systematically erasing. The Chevrolet SS was never the best sports sedan you could buy. The M5 was faster. The E63 was more luxurious. The Charger Hellcat was more powerful. But the SS offered something none of them could match. Value combined with obscurity. It was the thinking enthusiast's choice. The car for people who knew what they were buying. The sleeper that earned its reputation through word of mouth, forum posts, and hard-won quarter-mile times, not marketing budgets. GM built a 4-door muscle car and then dared buyers to find it. 13,000 of us did. 12,921. That's how many will ever exist. Produced in Australia, imported to America, marketed to nobody, discovered by enthusiasts, mourned when it disappeared. The SS proves that great products don't guarantee success, but they do guarantee legacy. Every manual SS on the road today is a middle finger to GM's marketing department. Every burnout is a celebration of what Holden built. And every confused look from a BMW driver who just got walked? That's the SS experience. exactly as intended. This is Car Chronicles, where we celebrate the cars that deserved better marketing and the enthusiasts who found them. Anyway, if you want to know how GM managed to hide another legendary vehicle in plain sight, check out our episode on the GMC Cyclone, the pickup truck that embarrassed Ferraris for $26,000. Same energy, same corporate confusion, same cult following. And over on Supercar Chronicles, discover how the McLaren F1 became the greatest supercar ever built through obsessive engineering, the exact opposite approach to the SS. Subscribe, because apparently we're the only ones telling these stories. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode, where the cars are fast and the marketing is terrible.